Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of LSPDFR. In today's video we will be going over Police Radio by Fincone and what it does and just kind of how to use it, really. So, Police Radio is used mainly on traffic stops, but there are other features which I will go over later. So, I'm going to pull over this BF injection just so I'm just going to show off the features, basically. It's not going to do much more than that. So, if I press left on the D-pad, or C on my keyboard, I can open up the radio on the bottom right, as you can see. And you can go up and down with G and T on the keyboard. But on the controller, you will have to use the down on the D-pad, and you cannot go back up. So just press down until you get to Request Canine, and it will go back up to menu 1. Either way, I'm going to get a plate check. So on a keyboard, you would press Z, or on a controller, you would press X. At least I'm using an Xbox controller, so if you're using a PS4 controller, just use the Xbox equivalent. So we'll get a license plate check. You'll get the plate, you'll get the model, which is BF injection, year 2010, Jim Gordon, vehicle flags none, citation 0, but the insurance status says uninsured. So, I can also call a tow truck, corner service, request a pit, traffic backup, or request canine. So I'm not going to do any of those yet, but I will ask this guy. I will talk to him and ask him for ICD. Play like, you know, we don't know anything. But I'm not even going to look up his name because that's not what this mod is about. So I am going to actually call in traffic backup, correct vehicle. It'll show a blue blip on top of the vehicle. You can press either Y or N. I'm going to press Y because it is the correct vehicle. And so dispatch, roll me an additional, please. So 142 will respond to Pooters code 2, which is the name that I set in the INI file, which I will go over later in the video. So stick around for the installation and all that later on. So I've got my backup here. So I'm going to get out. And you'll see a window pop up. Hopefully. Here we go. We'll just hang till you say you're good. So I can press T to dismiss them, or if I leave, they will leave as well. So I am going to tell this guy to leave the vehicle. And I'm not going to actually I'm not going to arrest him, but I will detain him. Let's see if I can hold right. No. Alright, so I am going to have to get out this, and, well, relax. And, okay. So unfortunately, they're gonna, like, nope, these guys are all gonna screw me. So, this guy, I want to get down. And I can also show you guys something else after I'm done. That's why I'm shooting these guys. I would be arresting them, but I would like to show you guys something else. So, let's hope that guy over there doesn't come after me. Alright, so Jim Gordon. I'll put him in the back of the police vehicle. But, so the coroner, I will show off now. The coroner is a service which will pick up dead bodies. So if I call the coroner, say coroner, I need a dispatch. Or need a dispatch, I need a coroner, my bad. They're right back there, and police radio will actually show blips for each kind of thing you call in. So you call in the coroner, it will be black. It will be a black blip. Tow truck will be a dark blue, I believe, or maybe a light blue. And backup units are blue, or I think maybe black sometimes. I'm not really sure. It kind of depends. Either way, Now, I can also show off the request K9. So, I must be in my vehicle to request, okay? So you do have to be in your vehicle when you request backup, any kind of backup. That way it will detect the vehicle in front of you. I will say yes, because that is the vehicle and right in front of me with the blue blip. Okay, so as you can see, Fincombe shouldn't promote himself like this. It's disgusting. A little bit of joking from Fincombe in the corner. People talking. So behind us there, we've got a K9 unit in the with a dark blue blip showing us. Alright, so they didn't get that guy because I killed him after I called them in. Alright, so K9 unit is here. Let's see what he says. Hey man, step away from me and I'll run the dog. Alright. So, we will wait for this backup unit to... Alright, so it looks like their EMS is on scene actually, and they're gonna apparently try to help this guy. Hey, either way, let's keep focused. Dog's right there. Dog's going to search the vehicle. See if this guy had any drugs or anything like that. Anything to put him in jail for.
Can you move any slower?
Alright, let's see.
Go suck a dick.
Let's not really worry about what those guys are doing. Okay, that's kind of weird. Alright, what's this guy saying? He didn't indicate anything he needed me to hang on anyway, so I'm gonna say no, because this call is over. So, I will show the just about last thing that we need to show and get a tow truck out for this vehicle. So, tow truck will be coming out right over there, and he will pick up the vehicle. So, oops, I didn't think I could. I thought I was just gonna go right over that. Alright. So, tow truck has the vehicle. So now, that's all the features I can do for this pullover. But now I will go on to show you the last two features. Or the... Let's see. I've got 4 more features to show you guys. I have the request a pit, and... the... No, I've got 3 more. Alright. Let me get to those, and I will be back with you guys. Alrighty, so what I'm trying to do now is get a person to run, to take off on me, just so I can show you how the request a pit works. So usually ANPR suspects will run. Apologies for the FPS drop, not sure really why it's occurring. Alrighty. So let's pull this guy over. Could always run a plate check, but he is wanted. We already know. Alright, good. He will run. So what I'm going to do is go down to request a pit on the bottom right here. And you have to be close enough. Same with the plate check. When you are driving, you do have to be kind of close when you do press the button. Otherwise, wow, he's getting away from me here. But you do have to be close enough, otherwise it will not register. Alright, okay, here we go. Press the pit, and it will see Y or N for yes or no. You press that either Y or N on your keyboard. It was the correct vehicle. It had the blue blip over the red one, which lets me know it is the real one. Not the real one, the right one. So I am clear to pit. It's very dangerous on this road, but this is for demonstrative purposes. So I'll be back when I pit this guy. Alrighty, it looks like we have a successful pit. Not necessarily a pit, but as long as they are stuck, the pit will be registered by police radio. So basically, what the reason for requesting a pit does is it lets you stop the vehicle so it's immovable. So they can't take off if they're stuck like this. So, let us call a tow truck. Good way to show you guys a little bit more about what it's all about. So we'll get her in our patrol car, not that it really matters. And I will once again be back so that I can show you guys a couple more features. Alrighty, so I'm just going to set up a little fake scene here. So let's say there's gunfire down the road that nobody knows where it is, alright? So I'm going to block this part of the road off, but I have no way of blocking this part of the road off, alright? So if there are no controls for this on controller, but if I hold down left control and press J, that will spawn a do not cross barrier. And that barrier will make it so traffic can't really move. I mean, they will be able to move, of course, but they're going to be very limited as to where they can go. They're not going to run over the barrier. At least I don't think so. I haven't seen that happen. That way I can move my patrol vehicle out of the road, and they will just be blocked by the police do not cross. Alright, so that's just for, let's say you need to close a road off, something like that. So we will remove these with just J, and it will remove all of them. And so then traffic can move freely. Now the last feature I have to show you guys has to do with foot pursuits, and we will take this call. So I'm going to take this and I will be right back and show you what this feature is. Alright, so we're going to pull these guys over. And I'm surprised they pulled over. This is an ANPR hit. Alright, so stop. No, I want him to run. Yeah, run. There you go. So what you can do is if you're running, and if you're on keyboard, you can press E, or if you're on controller, you can press A, but you will be able to tackle the you'll be able to tackle the suspect. So I want you to stop doing that, and I want you to get back up. Can I release this guy? I wish I could release this guy. So I can't, unfortunately. Either way, I guess you kind of get the gist. He did trip, which I guess kind of simulates what would happen. What would happen is your player is going to basically, how you can ragdoll. If I press X and B, I'll fall down. That's basically what happens, except you land on the perp. Alrighty guys, so one of the features I actually forgot to review is the observations window. So I'm going to pull this guy over for no particular reason. Just want to show you guys really what it's all about. So I'm not going to even check this guy's plate, nothing like that. So you can see the observations window on the right of my character's head. It says inside looks brand new and the driver seems fidgety. So if I press Z, I can question him, say, have you done anything illegal in the vehicle? By pressing Z again, no, why? Have you been drinking? Yar, you want some too? I can use T and G to go up and down. Have you done any illegal drugs recently? I want my lawyer. Okay. Can I search your vehicle? Do I look stupid? No. Alright, so these questions can lead to you believing whether this guy is drunk or not. If you have like maybe a breathalyzer plug-in or something like that, you can use that in correspondence with this. So that's really it. Just wanted to show that guys to you, just so you knew exactly what it was. So yeah. So now you will be able to get to see how to exactly install police radio and mess with the INI file and configuration files. Alrighty everybody, here we are on my desktop, and before we install police radio we will be going over the new versions. So 0.5 was updated for Rage Plugin Hook 0.37 and the latest version of GTA 5. The observation window was tied, the keys for the observation were tied into the main radio keys, so you can change those now as well as the regular radio keys. He also fixed the aggressive K9 attacking player when you called in the K9 backup, as well as the K9 dying on exiting the vehicle. He also fixed a bug where coroners were dying. Now that's pretty ironic if you ask me. The Traffic Policer API, now it talks to the Police Radio API for insurance checking with the plate check, so that it doesn't tell you in Traffic Policer that there is no insurance, and then in Police Radio it says there is insurance. So that kind of is the same thing as LSPDFR getting the same name as something in Police Radio or Traffic Policer or something like that. So he also fixed an issue with the tow truck not prioritizing unoccupied vehicles properly, so maybe took an occupied vehicle on accident. He also removed the rare randomness of warrant flags, so now they're going to tie into the LSPDFR API, which means if LSPDFR detects a warrant flag, Police Radio will talk to that LSPDFR API, and they will make sure that the warrants match up. Customizable 10 codes for the K9 and additional unit backup, which I will be going over the INI file, which has also been cleaned up, as you can see in the bottom. And he added a default controls file to the download, which we will be going over right now. So if we go on my plugins after I've downloaded it off LSPDFR, you can see I've got the newest Police Radio 0.5.3 or 0.50.3. Either way, we will go to the Police Radio default control list.pdf. So the open-close radio for the keyboard is C. You saw in the video that the controller key is D-pad left. The select radio option is Z for the key binding, and the controller key is X. So the scroll radio down is G on the keyboard, and D-pad down on the controller key. And the scroll radio up is T on the keyboard, and there is none for the controller, just because the controller is so limited with the amount of keys, it's better left off alone. Also, if you press up on a controller, it's going to bring up the cell phone, which is going to conflict quite a bit. Now the barrier, which I did not go over during my video, is the J plus L control key, and I'll kind of explain the barrier right now. The barrier is basically a blue barrier that basically blocks traffic from interfering, maybe running over a dead body when coroner is trying to pick it up or something like that. So just kind of a convenience thing for those that don't want their patrols interrupted, basically, or their cleanups, I guess I should say. And to remove that, you just get rid of the L control, and it's just J to remove the barriers. And there are no controls on the controller for that either. Now tackle, which I did not cover either, which is pretty self-explanatory. When you're in a foot chase, LSPDFR has helped and made it so the runners, if they are in a foot chase, they will occasionally trip, which is realistic, and you can catch up pretty easily when they do that. So the tackle isn't as useful as it used to be, but it still is useful. If you're on the keyboard, it's the E key, and if you're close enough to a suspect and you press E, your character will pretty much jump on them and tackle them to the ground, so you can get an arrest. And it's A on the controller, and now we will go into the INI file, but before that, we have to actually install the plugin. So as you can see, you've got the plugins folder here, and you've got a plugins folder here. Obviously, before you install, you do need, obviously, GTA 5, but you need to install LSPDFR version 0.3.1, sorry, and Rage Plugin Hook 0.37 or higher. So you also need the GTA 5 version 6.6. 678.1. So, then, I've already got installed, so I will show you the uninstallation process first. So, if you go to your main directory here, you will find the plugins if you've already installed LSPDFR and Rage Plugin Hog. But if you go to plugins, LSPDFR, you've got three things from Police Radio. You've got the folder, you've got the DLL. Whoops, okay, that's weird. You've got the folder, you've got the DLL, and you've got the INI file. Now, I will be deleting these because, as Vincone states in his README, that if you had an old version of Police Radio, uninstall it entirely. Now, obviously, I had the new version, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's just kind of a safe way to do things. So you can check out Vincone on his YouTube channel at FinconeFinny, or go to fincone.net. So, that's more or less the README. It will show you kind of how to install it if my instructions aren't very clear to you. If they aren't, please let me know and I will try to help you as best I can. So if I want to install it, I will go to my main directory, and you will need a RAR or zip opener, such as 7-zip, which is free, or you can use WinRAR. But if I take my plugins, all I gotta do, drag them right there, and that's it. It took me a little over 5 seconds to install it, and you've got your folder and your DLL and your INI. So we'll be going over the INI right now. I can change my name. I'm going to change it to Booters. So the 10 code for gathering vehicle information is 1028 in my area, I believe. So you can also disable the radio animations. So let's say you don't really like the your character going up and holding his hand on the radio and pretending like he's talking into it. You can disable that, so no big deal. That there is a kind of a weird kind of glitch, I guess you could say, that when you're on a motorcycle and you're checking a plate or something like that, calling a tow truck, whatever, your neck will go like into your chest. Your character's neck will go into your chest. So maybe if you're riding a motorcycle, you might want to disable that. You can also disable or enable the plate audio for dispatch, saying the name of the plate and if it's insured, if there's a felony warrant, stuff like that. You can also change the corner. There is a corner mod using the Boxville, which, I don't use, but, you could. So, if you want to change that, you can. It doesn't have to be the Boxville either. It can be any kind of 4-seat vehicle. Or I think it only has to be 2-seat. Not bad. So, you can also change the spawn distance, which, if you like the realism of having the actual corner and tow truck and stuff like that, you can get them to get there really fast, which is 10, or 20, or something real low. Nothing, you can't have it 0, because then I believe it won't work with 0. I believe it will crash, actually. If it doesn't, it will spawn right on top of you, which is not a good thing. So, I'm going to leave it at 80. That seems alright for me. So, but you can change that if you want the vehicle to spawn really close to you, or you just don't want to wait, whatever you want to do. You can change the police officers and the cars that they drive. So right now you have the defaults right here for all of these, but you can change, like where the K9 car is an FBI 2, I can change that to a regular FBI. It has to be a 4-seater though. You can change these city cars. You've got police, police 2, police 3, and police 4. None of these actually change anything. They've got the double slash before them, so don't worry about that. These are just telling you what's available to use. So if I want to change the backup uniform, I could change it to the female sheriff if I wanted to. So I could, you know, I could change all that if I want to, but I'm not going to. I like it at how it is. But you can also, now this is one of the newer changes, is that you can change the 10 codes for the K9 and backup. So the observation window, if that really bugs you, if you don't like the observation window, if you don't like the sort of unrealistic, I guess, I can't say visualizations. There we go. Visualizations. Then you can disable that. I mean, it's no big deal. Everybody's got their own opinion. So if you don't like the unrealistic ones, you can just change it from true to false, and you know, vice versa. If you really like it, you can keep it at true. The blips for the corner tow truck and all that, the backup, you can get rid of if you don't like them. If it's not realistic for you, you can get rid of that. And don't touch this. That's going to mess up your game completely. Obviously it says don't touch me. The tackle key, you can change that, which actually I'm not sure if you can actually change it because there is a double slash before that. Maybe that's a mess up on his part, on Fincon's part. Either way, the open close radio is C. You can change that. There's Z, G, and T. You can also change the barrier. Let's say you want the left shift key rather than the control key, you can change that. You can also change the controller options exactly like you can up here on the keyboard. You can also change where the radio sits on your screen. If you don't like it on the bottom right, you can put it on the left. I would have no idea how to do that. I'm not sure how the ratios work because it's not exactly your resolution for your monitor. Either way, since we're done with this, I'm going to go to File and Save and close out of that. And that's Police Radio installed, and we're all ready to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want more stuff more like this, just give me some support. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.